Hi everyone. Is your practice IT secured? Like actually secure, like 100%? Are you sure about that? If you started doubting that just one bit, listen to the 5 things that we're about to say. Omar, so what is the first thing doctors should focus on to make their practices more IT secure?
So, Gleb, the very first thing is that please let the people do what they are expert in doing. That is one thing which I tell everyone. DIY is a good thing, that do it yourself. Some home projects, some honeydew projects. Honeydew, you know what honeydew means?
Yeah.
That when your wife gives you a project over the weekend at home, they are called honeydew projects. But when you are working professionally, I highly recommend don't do it yourself, right? I'll give you one example. If you are building home, will you ever ask your plumber to come in and do the electrician work?
Probably not.
Probably not. Same thing is, if you are a medical doctor, medical practice, focus on increasing the revenue and the business. On the ancillary services, take the help. So the very first thing is, try to take opinion from some expert, who they are, what they are doing, and how to utilize their services. There, if you shop into the market, there's a variety of services available. You can a la carte along according to your own requirements. So the very first thing is, please try to take some expert's opinion to make your environment secure. It is very important to be HIPAA compliant. For HIPAA compliance, there are general steps and controls and procedures you need to employ. By the way, if you know, we are also doing a very detailed podcast that what are the 5 biggest HIPAA compliant controls are. So that will be coming up very soon. So please subscribe to the channel so you can able to get those podcasts delivered to you as soon as we add to our channel. Our channel name is Tech Books.
Tech Books. It is just Tech Books.
Okay, so just go and search.
As simple as that.
As simple as that. Go and search it on YouTube, Tech Books, House of Technology, and you will get all the podcasts will be there.
Omar, what is the second thing to make practice more secure?
One of the most important thing that you need to do on regular basis. So whenever you buy any system, most of the time we always buy Microsoft Windows machines. So in Microsoft Windows, the most important thing is that you need to make sure that you are applying updates, security updates, patch updates on regular basis. Microsoft release patches every Tuesday. That is called Patch Tuesday. And then also, these vulnerabilities are coming up on regular days. You don't know when this new vulnerability is releasing. So you always make sure that you apply patches onto the system on regular basis. If you hire an MSP, a managed service provider for you, remotely, they can very easily through an RMM. By the way, RMM stands for Remote Monitoring and Management System. They can come in and apply your patches and they can reboot the machine for you. So it is very important that you need to apply security patches, any update which is required to make your environment secure. It is a very known fact that 80% of the time, if the system got compromised, it got compromised internally by the employees, that they may have clicked something and then you don't have a security patches and your system become vulnerable and it can be compromised, can get a virus, ransomware, many other things. And again, whether you like it or not, the new HIPAA compliant process and controls, this is one of the main mandatory requirement to make sure that you apply security updates.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not clicking any fishy links anymore.
Here you
I
go.
stopped.
Exactly.
So you mentioned that 80% of problems come from internal sources. Does that mean that you have to train your staff and like let them know what they have to do in order to make it more secure?
Oh, yes. Training the staff is the most important and ongoing. I have been working and been into the organizations like any Fortune 100, every employee has to go once a year a training program, what they can do, what they can't do. So definitely you have to have a program. Talk to your MSP that what kind of a programs, the training things that you can implement for your staff, especially when you hire a very new employee. Make sure that what you do with them as a regimented training plan and onboarding process, because like you don't want to like that employee come in and start clicking and opening personal emails in maybe because you may have some good controls, you may have Microsoft Office 365, you have Entra, you have many other systems from Microsoft that you have very secure email system. But what if someone go on gmail.com, click a phishing link, and then the ransomware comes in onto your machine, and then it can just go all over the network. So make sure training the employee is the very important thing that you need to go, and then also keep on doing it every year. If you will not do it, people usually forget, tend to take it for granted, and then it may cause you big loss. So be careful and please take some extra time. It worth every penny training your employees, onboarding and regularly training them on technology and how to use the office equipment.
So I came into the company and you mandated that I had to change passwords every 90 days. And to be honest, that kind of drives me crazy. But you saying there's some security reason for that. Is that true? Or and like do you recommend implementing the same practices for practices like offices?
Yes, the most important thing is change your passwords every 30, 60 or 90 day, whatever you feel comfortable. 90 is the minimum, right? That you may need to do it every 90 days. If you don't know, go check out websites on dark web where sometimes your password get released on dark web and people can use your credentials. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't change your password, it can cause a lot of issues. So yes, password change is very very important on regular basis on for your any EHR EMR software, your emails, any other file share system, wherever you are going and have a credential, please make a good reminder for yourself that you have to change password. Also, don't write it on a post-it slip and put it right on your desk or somewhere on the screen. Please don't write your passwords. Big no no. It is again huge security breach and against huge HIPAA compliance regulations. One more thing is very important. When your employee leaves, most of the time we don't go and clean up things. Whenever any employee leaves, make sure that you delete all the user, all the passwords, or if you have shared any password for the entrance anywhere, please make sure change those passwords to make your environment secure. So changing password on a regular basis is very important.
And for the password, do you want to make the password? What's more important, making the password harder, or make it or change it every 90 days? So like
Both.
both.
It is both. So again, don't use vocabulary. There is a lot of research, and I have seen the videos as well, that while doing an interview, people can find your password. What people are doing most of the time, your pet's name is your password,
Mm-hmm.
your home address, your zip code. People are using it as a password. So please don't use it. Always use non-dictionary word. Google has a lot of tools available. You can find out, but again, non-dictionary words use should be the passwords.
And can we use, like as you said, Google have tools implemented? Can we use like Google passwords to that when they suggest the password to us, or we have to create them on our own?
uh, Either way, both ways. When Google suggested, it is a very strong password, they have used it, they have a database that this password has not been compromised before. Otherwise, you can go into password generator somewhere, there are a lot of tools. Just Google password generator, and then on a password generator you can just go and generate the password. So whatever you feel like, but again, it
Okay.
should be a non-vocabulary word always.
So I was watching the news today about the Hurricane Milton. By the way, it was really, really bad though,
Yeah,
from what I
it is
saw.
devastating.
And we
Exactly.
actually had one of the clients that couldn't communicate with us just because of the hurricane and the issues that it caused. So yeah, it's bad. And in terms of that, I want to ask, like, how do you plan as a practice? Because things like this happen. It's not unusual in places like Florida, Texas. It happens a lot. How do you, as a practice, plan for something like that?
Yes, for this, backups on site, off site, in cloud. Always try to make a secure backup somewhere where your data is sitting. uh, don't keep it on the hard disk, because not only this, that this hurricane or natural disasters are coming in, your disk can crash at any time. If you have important data on it, what will you do? So very small thing, if you have an Office 365, there is a OneDrive. Always save it on OneDrive. OneDrive is very secure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put your data in OneDrive. If you want to encrypt your OneDrive, you can encrypt your OneDrive. So don't put it on local machine. Try to save it in a cloud, but make sure your passwords, again, from passwords, uh, we forgot to discuss one thing, that change the passwords on a regular basis, but please also add 2FA. Or one more thing is, which came out, is called MFA, which is a multi-factor authentication.
Mm-hmm.
So when you log in, either you have a Google Authenticator app where where the code is being resetting every 60 seconds. They send you the code into a text message. They send you the code into the email. So always the second password is very important, which is 2FA, because sometimes still your password can be breached. United Healthcare, we
Yeah.
were just discussed,
Yeah.
what do they not have all kind of a security implemented on the system?
Hopefully they do.
They do, but still they got.
Yeah.
So your password is not a safe password. Once you made the password, it means that password is being released to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So always implement 2FA, MFA, make sure it is secure. If you are making a backup, you are going to uh, Office 365, and when you are picking up any other backup company, make sure they are trusted, they are HIPAA compliant. Citrix Share is very nice, HIPAA compliant. We have been using it, loving it. Great tool. Again, this OneDrive, iCloud, those who are using iMac, encrypted everything, but enable 2FA in that, please.